detectives in fiction are pretty iconic, to be honest. I mean, like Sherlock Holmes, Batman, we should know them pretty well. They're very skilled and very intelligent. There are many more like them, but these two detectives take it a little bit too far, but not too far to the point where they can find the answer to their question. Like Rorschach, the man of the morphing mask, and the Question, the faceless man of the Justice League. Which of these two masked detectives will win in a fatal arena? But first, let's see what they can do first. This is Fatal Arena. In the world of Watchmen, it's pretty dark. Criminals will be wandering these streets. Most of your moms back then were trying to get money by any means necessarily, even it means showing their Hakuna Matatas. And World War II was happening, so to be honest, it kinda sucked. Someone had to do something about this. This is the story of the Minutemen. They were a team of superheroes who will stop crime and help others in need. Some dude in a suit, some guy with guns, and a blue god. Yeah, that sounds about right. But as time went on, superheroes were sued and were illegal because, government be like that. But Rorschach said no and kept on fighting the criminal underworld, even if it meant killing. This is mainly because he didn't want kids to grow up the way he did. Well, his mom was a hoe and kids kept on bullying him because of it. And, well, he was transferred to this other house, which was kind of worse, but I don't really want to get into that because it has really nothing to do with him. He has a lot of ways of putting you down in a brutal fashion. I mean, when he was a kid, he bit some dude's ear off, so he kind of has a lot of strength. But let's go over this strength. Rorschach can break a man's arm with relativistic ease, dislocate the human body, and he can break down doors with a single kick, even if the lock is like super jammed on there. Just, this is Sparta! I'm gonna stop being a little kid and do my job. What job? Anyways, Rorschach is also pretty fast. He can dodge machine gun fire from a few feet away, which was by the military, so that's pretty impressive, and can take a beating from Olympus, who's like a superhuman. And the police beating up on him. Rorschach has a pretty high pain tolerance. But Rorschach also has some gear he could bring into battle with him. He has a kitchen knife, which, does killing. He has a can of hairspray and a lighter, which means he can shoot out fire. No, he's not a firebender, but chill. But his most iconic weapon is his grappling gun. I don't know where he got it, but I want one. He's a very skilled fighter, and he knows the human body's biggest weaknesses, and he knows a couple pressure points. And now, while he is a scary beast at night, he is still human and has the same weaknesses as any other humans. Plus, he lost to Olympus, even with Night Owl's help. But even if he has been through a lot, the criminal underworld should be afraid of Rorschach, or he will do something like this.
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you.
That's it! You're locked in here with me!
When someone says DC Comics, they don't always think of the faceless detective, the Question. This is pretty actually, this is kind of interesting, because nobody makes stories about this guy, and yet his stories are pretty decently good. Anyways, Vic Sage made his mark as a highly outspoken and aggressive journalist. Sage was approached by his former professor, Rodor. Rodor told Sage about an artificial skin that he co-developed with Mr. Twine, called Persudurium? I'm just gonna call it artificial skin. It was made to help out humanity whenever someone's face got, torn apart. But instead, it actually caused fatal wounds and could actually kill the person while wearing it. So Rodor and Twine agreed to abandon the project and parted ways. But Rodor discovered that Dr. Twain proceeded without Rodor's, permission, because that they don't care about that nowadays. And he started selling it to third world countries regarding the risk of human health. So Sage just had to stop this, but he needed to hide his face. So he wore the mask for himself that could kill him? Okay. I'm gonna let it slide for now. But since he wore that, he's been perfectly fine. I don't know how, but moving on. And then he became the Question, and he was able to stop the project, and he made Tawan confess, and he continued his work as the Question. Now then, let's talk about how good of a fighter he is. The Question is a very skilled fighter, and he also has the strength to back it up. He can break your arm with ease, elbow someone to a TV, kick a car so hard that the person shooting him missed. So, to be honest, he's actually sounding kind of superhuman. But I digress. He's also pretty fast. He was able to dodge point-blank gunfire that's literally right in front of his stomach, which is like the hardest place to actually avoid a bullet. He even also blocked bullets with the meat cleaver. That's pretty impressive. Despite being a regular man, he has a pretty high pain tolerance. He could definitely pack a punch. He survived being face-planted on concrete by Killer Croc and a beating from Lady Shiva and her goons, who shot him in the head with a small bullet, and considering that he had a mask on, he was pretty much well protected, beat him literally to a bloody pulp, and threw him off a bridge. Yeah. So that's pretty impressive. He also fell off of a bridge, which should have broken his back and killed him, but nope. And he also has pretty high stamina. Vic fought crime for over 2 days without any sleep. And you guys may think, oh, only 2 days? You can go out by doing 3 days. And to be honest, it's pretty more impressive than the average human. Most humans, they don't really fight for over 2 days. At most, a couple hours. So yeah, he's very strong, fast, and durable. But let's see what else he can do. Now, while he did take a beating for Lady Shiva, he later returned to learn how to fight by Richard Dragon, who was a master of Kung Fu. And he even matched against Lady Shiva, who can predict your next move, although she did one, but still. Rorschach also learned how to sense ki and spirits. Okay, I'll just go with it. This helps him find wherever his opponent can be at. And he also learned how to not feel pain with these chi type abilities, so that would work? Whatever. Now, while he is a great fighter, and he's definitely very smart, he does have his flaws. Some knowledge even went to his head and even drove him crazy at some point. That, and despite the fact that he's still a mortal man, and poisons and even enough damage can indeed kill him. But despite his weaknesses, the Rorschach is a very dangerous opponent and can beat you in a wordplay, so don't even question him. I wonder if his opponent will question the question.
What's that?
Wow. I had no idea that the Girl Scouts were responsible for the crop circle phenomenon.
Few people do. Few even think to ask the question.
Now that you have the knowledge of both fighters, let's see who would win. Will Rorschach answer the question, or will the question pass the Rorschach test? Haha, get it? No? Well, go to school, kids. Anyways, let's find out. And another one of my favorite characters bites to dust. Okay, I'm really about to go slam my head onto a wall, because first Meliodas bites the dust, Proto-Man bites the dust, now this. Alright, let's explain why the question could win this fight. Rorschach is a very, very, very skilled fighter and would definitely give the question a lot of trouble. Unfortunately, Rorschach, it just isn't as strong, fast, or as durable as he is. The question was able to kick a 2-ton car, while Rorschach can only kick down a door. Both can dodge bullets, but the question is just seemingly faster, as he dodged one that was literally right in front of him. The question can also take more damage, and he even took in wounds that would have killed him. Rorschach, on the other hand, almost died whenever he fought Olympus, and he couldn't really do anything against the guy, while the question fought another superhuman being who was just on the same level as Olympus, and he won. And another advantage to the question, he learned how to ignore pain, which will give him a lot of a good advantage in this fight. And as many guys think, okay, what about combat? Nope, the question is actually a more skilled fighter than Rorschach. And even taking out stronger opponents with these hand-to-hand combat techniques. I really hate to say this, believe me, I really do, because I really want Rorschach to win. but the question passed the Rorschach test with flying colors. The winner is the question.
What was that for?
All that crazy mystery man mojo and you couldn't even pick up a clue without being seen?
The key wasn't the clue. The key was mine. Now, this list of container ship arrivals I palmed while they were yelling at you, that's the clue.